Humayun, I mean, many congratulations to you, on securing the digital banking in principal approval. And now I know that you're heading towards the commercial launch. So first of all, many congratulations to us from
Thank
your
you.
side, from our side to yourself. So now we see a lot of conversation about the expectations from the digital banks in both the SME, especially in the SME space, by the way, and considering the fact that we have got a very low financial inclusion in the SME space and the credit inclusion in the SME space. So one of the challenges which has been talked about, the fact that there has been an expectation for a feet on the street model or some interaction, physical interaction with the SMEs. So besides these, there could be few more challenges which digital banks may be facing when they set up their SME and agri-finance proposition. So how do you think those challenges? How do you feel that the digital banks would be able to address those challenges? And also, what enablers do you think would be required by the digital banks from the regulator, especially for digital onboarding, for servicing, and for financing of the SMEs?
First of all, thank you for asking a fully loaded question. Over the weekend, I actually ordered some fruit from. I love going to this strip on the Zamzama, and there are a bunch of hawkers. One of them is Ejaz. I couldn't leave home. I just called the guy. He said, "Sir, bada fresh fruit aaya hua hai, chonsa special aaya hua hai." I said, "Okay, fair enough." I asked him to pack few, fresh fruit items, and then I sent driver to collect the fruit. And I asked, did the guy ask for money? He said no. So I then called the guy. I said, "How much is the total?" He said, "I think something close to 4,000 something rupees." And he said, "I'm sending you the bill on WhatsApp." Mm-hmm. He sent me the bill. By the way, I love National Bank's digital app. And I just asked, should I do Easy Paisa Jazz Cash? He said, the same number available on either. I did the transaction, and after looking at the receipt, I shared it on WhatsApp. He said, thank you. And I was just looking at the receipt, and the receipt did not say Easy Paisa or Jazz Cash. So I was just wondering if he is aware if the money landed in Easy Paisa or Jazz Cash. So just a small thing that I realized while looking at the receipt. The other thing that I did over the weekend was to get my sofa fixed. Called this sofa guy from Gizri. He looked at the sofa. He said, "Ke ko 1.5 lakh rupees ka kharcha hai." I said, "Okay, fair enough. Kapda change karna hai sofa ka to." Then he said, "I need 40,000 rupees in cash." I said, "Why don't I transfer Easy Paisa Jazz Cash?" I don't know Easy Paisa. I don't even have WhatsApp. I said, "Fair enough." So I had to make an effort, go to ATM, got the cash, gave him the cash. Few days later, he called me and he said, I'm at the cloth shop and I just bought the cloth. Can you make 50-something thousand rupees payment to this guy? I said, I'll make it to you. He said, no, here's the account number. And he actually gave me an IBAN. I had to make the transfer. It was a sofa something cloth shop. I made that payment to him. Few days later, he said, I need 40,000 rupees more. I said, deliver me the work and get your money. He said, no, sir, I'm in a dire situation. I have to pay my electricity bill. I said, okay, fair enough. But then I thought, he said, I'm coming to collect 40,000 rupees cash. And I was like, oh my God, 40,000 rupees. Again, I have to, Mashreq doesn't have a ATM of its own. So I had to do 20,000 rupees transaction on the ATM. I said, okay, well, let me know what kind of, he said, I'm sharing the electricity K-Electric bill with you. Why don't you make this payment? And I paid for his electricity bill using, again, thanks to Rahmat, National Bank mobile application. But the point I'm trying to make is, I was just wondering, how is he going to reconcile all of this for his business? How is the hawker going to reconcile if the money is in the Easy Paisa or Jazz Cash? The third thing that I want to talk about is about ISO 20022. This is the latest message of ISO, which is an upgrade of empty messaging. All of us from a banking world know what the importance of empty messaging is, particularly for the trade transactions. SWIFT said 2025 is the deadline. All banks across the world must make sure to comply with ISO 20022. The important thing about ISO 20022? It is the faster payments underlying fundamental protocol. The other thing about this message is XML, extensive markup language, where it captures the details of transactions. Just imagine the hawker, once this ecosystem is ISO 20022 certified, will be able to reconcile how the transaction from a customer landed into an account. All of this is very important, but let me take a step back and give example of 3 markets here. US, SME market, 33.2 million SMEs in US today, making up 99.9% of the businesses in US. And these guys form 46% of the private workforce in US and contribute to 43% of the GDP of US SME market. And these guys contribute to 32% of the export contribution, which is close to $500 billion worth, $500 billion worth of export from US. And the private sector financing in US to SMEs is 46.4%. Let's talk about Indonesia, a bit of under and developing market. The population of Indonesia is 271 million, 66 million SMEs. 99% of the businesses in Indonesia is SME. The SME in Indonesia employs 97% of the private workforce and contributes to the 61% of the GDP of the country. These guys, it is a developing country, have 14% contribution to the exports of the country, 14%. And the private sector financing to SMEs in Indonesia is 19%. By the way, 98% of these SMEs are sole prop. Now let's talk about Pakistan. 241 million population, give and take. 5.3 million SMEs? Something is fundamentally wrong. 5.3 million SMEs. And out of these 5.3, they represent close to 95% of the businesses in Pakistan. 80% of the non-agri workforce work for these SMEs in Pakistan. The contribution of these SMEs is 40% to GDP, 32% to the export of Pakistan.
Yeah.
But the private sector financing to these SMEs is less than 6%. 93% of these SMEs are sole prop. The point I'm trying to make here, we have to take a step back as an industry and work on fundamentals. Fundamentals. I don't think these SMEs are looking for money. I don't think these SMEs are looking for any banking. If you look at the number of interventions the government of Pakistan, State Bank and banks have done in last 20, 30 years, it is immense, immense. And we keep on bringing these SMEs into the fold, trying to do a lot of things. However, look at the SMEs today. If a hawker can sell using social media, no bank gave him WhatsApp, no Easy Paisa, Jazz Cash gave him this sense of collecting money and then reconciling. We've been giving them accounts, we've been giving them banking. These guys are smart enough to know how to make use of whatever we as industry provide them. And we are trying to understand and we're trying to service them.
Yeah.
But to be honest, the change of pace, the digital revolution is far greater than what we can even imagine.
Yeah.
Far greater than what we can imagine. So what really needs to happen is we need to take a step back. I'm talking about what difference digital banks is going to create. I'm sure some of you guys can relate to Dabba AC in the old cars. It was always a box that you could not replace with the genuine AC in the car. You could always tell that this guy has a patch in the car. And that is exactly what is happening with the financial industry and banking industry in Pakistan, because we are not built for digital enterprises. We are not built for this time.
Yeah.
We were built 50 years ago. You tell me which core banking today in Pakistan can support ISO 20022. It's a change request to Oracle, to Temenos, to all of those core banking systems that were built for, I don't know, you know.
Yeah,
so
our time is up.
just to conclude this, for us, the fundamental benefit of any new bank, it's not about digital bank, because they are being developed in 2025. It is all about cloud, cybersecurity, data fabric, automation, digital sales and marketing. Somebody selling on social media, I can tell you, even your mohalle wala dukandar, you know, women from household can actually coordinate and get their stuff done through a lot of other channels.
Sure.
Are we going to teach them digital sales and social media and marketing and customer care? Anyway, so those fundamentals is on digital bank side, because the fabric is built on what will last for another 20, 30 years. And that is the differentiating factor that these banks are going to bring in. And just to close,
Inshallah.
Mashreq has this benefit of serving SMEs as a dedicated platform. It's called Neobase, and a combination of Neopay. Just that we've done this in a developed market with 200 nations operating in a small UAE market. That's the benefit that we're trying to literally copy pasting UAE Mashreq to Pakistan.
Sure.
In the hope that will be our contribution to Pakistan SME market.
Thank you very much.
you.
Thanks a lot, Hamayun.